Good everyone, my name is Dr. Dan and welcome to Gordon School of Mathematics. We're looking at the topic bearing and distance. Bearing is the direction of a point from another point, or the direction of a place from another place. So we say that, for example, bearing is a direction, say for example, of point P from point Q. Now, you see this word from is very important in denoting the direction of point P. Now, because this from tells us the starting point where your measurement begins. So it means that the starting point is not P, but Q. So it means we're starting from Q, right? Moving towards P, right? So it means we started from Q and then we are going towards P. So the bearing of P from Q is the direction of P starting from Q. This from is very, very important in denoting the direction of your point. While distance is how far point P is from point Q. So let's assume point P is 3.5 kilometers from point Q. It means that P is 3.5 kilometers far apart from point Q. In today's class, we'll be looking at two types of bearing. However, focus for today's class will be the compass bearing. So types of bearing. We have number one, the compass bearing, and number two, we have true bearing, which is also known as three-figure bearing. In our next class, we'll look at true bearing, but for today, we'll look at compass bearing. Now, compass bearing is the direction of a point from another point using the compass point. The compass points. Now, the compass points are our cardinal points, that is the north to the south, the east to the west. Now, a few things to note in compass bearing. Number one, you measure from the north or from the south. Very key. For example, between the north and the east, we have the northeast. Now, it is the northeast, not first, because we measure from the north to the east. And that's why we did not write east-north. Because if I had written east-north, it would have meant that we are measuring from the east to the north. Between south and east, we have the southeast, right? Now, it is southeast because we either measure from the north or the south. We don't start measuring from the east or from the west. Now, southeast because we start measuring from the south going towards the east. Now, if I'm going to represent the bearing of northeast, starting from the north, so if I'm measuring from the north, it means I start my measurement from north going towards the east, right? And then my bearing subtends on the northeast line at this point. So this becomes my northeast degree, right? Which is the bearing for my northeast. Now, likewise, measuring your southeast, you don't measure from east to south. right? Instead, you measure from south to east. So you measure, and this is where it subtends on the southeast line. So this becomes our southeast degree. Same thing, you don't measure from west to the south. Between the south and the west, we have the southwest line. Measuring from the south towards the west, we have our southwest degree. Likewise, between the north and the west, we have the northwest line. You don't measure from the west to the north. Instead, you measure from the north towards the west, and this is where it subtends. We have the northwest degree. Now, between the north to the east is 90 degrees. So it means our northwest degree divided exactly into 2 is 45 degrees, and then this other part is also 45 degrees, which means our northeast is 45 degrees, right? If I'm going to represent this in bearing, it means the bearing of my northeast is equal. Now, to write it in bearing form, we write the north first, and then we write the degrees, and then we write the west last, indicating that the measurement started from the north going towards the west. Similarly, the southeast is also 45 degrees. If you are going to write it, it means you write the south first, the degree next, and then the east, northeast, and east. So you write the east last, indicating that the measurement started from the south towards the east. So we write the south 45 degrees towards the east. Similarly, the northwest degree is equal, which is also 45 degrees. You write the north first, indicating that it started from the north going towards the west. So you write the degree 45 degrees towards the west. And then the southwest degree is also, which is also 45 degrees. It means you write the south first, the 45 degrees, and then the west. So, which indicates that the measurement started from the south towards the west. You don't write west 45 degrees south. This is wrong, because it means that you are starting your measurement from the west going towards the south. Now we have this example that says, find the bearing of A. And A is between north and east. So we know already that A is starting from north towards east. However, we need to have the accurate measurement of our bearing of A. We can't just write 38 degrees, because if you write 38 degrees, it means you are measuring from the east towards the north, right? But then we have to measure from the north going towards the east. So this is supposed to be our 8 degrees. Now, we know that from the north to the east is already 90 degrees, right? So to get, and from this point, from A to the east is already 38 degrees. So for us to get from north to A, it means we subtract 38 from 90, and that gives us 52 degrees. So it means our A is what? 52 degrees. So that means that the bearing of A is starting from the north 52 degrees towards the east. So example 2 said, find the bearing of B. And then you see that B is between south and east. Now you don't measure from the east towards the south. You measure from the south towards the east. Now that means that our B is equal, starting from the south going towards the east. Now we can now find the bearing. Starting from the south towards the east, we have B at 25 degrees. So it means the bearing of B is south 25 degrees towards east. That's because our measurements, the measurements given already subtends from south towards the east. Subtends at B from south towards the east. So it means that B is equal south 25 degrees towards the east. So it is very, very important that you note that your measurement can only start either from the north or from the south. So you take it from the north towards the east or from the north towards the west. Or you take it from the south towards the east or from the south towards the west.